We're back.
Once again for the Renegade Master. D4 damage.
Okay. I'm back. And sane, apparently. That's one of us.
Oh, no.
You know you've got to be worried if it's me.
There is a good chance you're going to say, oh, this happens in this show. And I'll say, I actually don't know if it happened in this one or the other one. So... They're quite similar, these ones, aren't they?
They are. There is, I believe, a small gulf in quality between the two.
I don't know which way it's going to swing, though. Because they're...
Oh, I don't think it's going to be a surprise.
I'm not going to give you any sort of spoilers or so, but I don't really like either of these.
I watched both of them and went, neither of these are going to be enjoyable for Joe.
Oh, no.
But the point of the pod isn't to...
Well, not for us to enjoy ourselves. No. Why would we?
No,
why would we do that?
It's to inform people who have a similar taste in television to us, so that they can very quickly avoid the shows that we don't like.
And just
Entourage.
agree with what was. I was listening to a podcast earlier, right? And one of the guys said, "Yeah, I quite liked Entourage." And I'm like, what?
Did you turn it off?
I genuinely did, and it's someone whose opinion I very much used to respect. So.
Oh no! Name and shame.
No, I'm not doing it because there's every chance I might actually ask them to guest on the other podcast I'm going to be doing. Which,
I see.
I don't really want to burn that bridge just yet because it also might be a gateway into getting someone I really want on the show anyway.
Oh, I see. So you're not even going to address it during this other recording and just be like,
no.
By the way, I heard... Oh, you can just do it once you've got everything you want out of him.
By the way, yeah, one final thing, just as I'm about to hang up the call. I really think your opinion on Entourage is reprehensible. Bye. Oh, why won't he get me off the call? He's still there.
Just everything you've said is horseshit because you liked Entourage.
Every other opinion expressed has been tainted because you like Entourage.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's fair because it shows a very, very big lack of taste. Speaking of lack of taste, 90210.
Right. Okay. I get that school's important and everything. School is not this fucking important.
Or, I mean, I don't know. I've never gone to school in LA. I'd have been shot. But
Fingers crossed.
I don't think it's this dramatic.
I don't think people are actually meeting up at midnight for basketball games to make a deal and then follow.
You are talking about One Tree Hill.
Am I? Okay, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I wasn't 100% sure. But then this is the crux of the entire thing, right? Is they take themselves far too seriously at this tender young age, right? When I was 15, 16, I was doing a lot more mucking about than this lot were.
Yeah. And we're still waiting for you to grow out of it.
Yeah, I refuse to. No. I am Peter Pan. I will never grow up. But I will cut off someone's hand and feed it to a crocodile when pushed.
I do say that as a 32-year-old man who 2 weekends ago spent an afternoon building Lego because I could.
It's a perfectly valid hobby. They've started making sets for adults now, and we just have to claim that every set's for adults, and we're fine.
Every set is for adults. Children ruin them by playing with them.
Mm-hmm.
You build them and you put them on a shelf, and that's where they live forever until you die.
Never touch them again, like what I've done with my haunted house. That's
because if you touch that, it'll fall to pieces.
I mean, it does need repair works. It does need repairing because, and this is quite a cool sentence, the drop ride in my haunted house doesn't work.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the chain snapped, so I do need to go and give it extensive repairs. I did say, once I finished building it, I did say what I would like to do is one day break it all apart and then just rebuild it because it was such a fun build.
Yeah, I really like a fun build. Anything with moving parts, I think, is a good
About that motorcycle you did.
motorcycles. I've got 3 that I can see.
Yeah, there's not a lot of Lego in One Tree Hill or indeed 90210.
No, there isn't, but there's a lot of drama.
So
I think my biggest problem with 90210 is I don't really get LA.
no,
I don't see the appeal.
a lot of just vapid people doing silly things, but Ted from Schitt's Creek's in it, isn't he? I'm not just making that up. He really did look like him if it wasn't him.
It could be.
I'm sure he was in it. I'm sure it was him.
Yeah, the trouble is I just didn't.
Care?
Yeah, I found it really hard to pay attention to.
Yes. So
That
did
and
I.
it was trying to purport itself to be some sort of feature-length pilot episode, which can fuck right off.
Grow up.
But why not? If when it tried to autoplay, it was trying to autoplay episode 3, but it only showed me 40 minutes, so the first episode. So there's just an episode that will never exist in my brain, and as it turns out, that's the rest of them. I think because it's just, I want to go to a party, I want to have friends, which I get.
you more than most.
Yeah, I get that, but it's just, I don't know, they're trying to pull too many threads or start too many threads. This is the first episode, they're not pulling anything yet.
That is 100% correct. It is a fucking mess, this first episode. Just trying to...
So there's lacrosse boys fighting and beating each other up. There's I stole my friend's purse to give money to a shady bloke. There's clearly history between some parents, but I don't care because vapid. There's obviously they're trying to put in this whole because they made quite a big deal about the fact that one of their kids is adopted, and I feel like at some point there's going to be a payoff to that where it's not going to be he finds out because I think he knows. But it's almost like they set it up to be that's why he's going to get bullied. And it turns out he's getting bullied because he pushed someone over. And then he gets his revenge by being like, haha, I told your girlfriend you're cheating on her.
Yeah, it was it was just so odd. I think you're right. There was so much. They tried starting off so many little storylines. It was almost like, throw in enough shit at the walls and just see what sticks.
Yeah,
It felt very much like that. I heard a great ending to that the other day. It's like, yeah, but you still end up with a wall covered in shit. And I was that is very
fair.
much. That is entirely what the pilot of which show are we on? 90210 does. And then a really, really bad cow animation shows up. Yeah, it's bonkers. And it just takes itself far too seriously. It's not fun. No one's fun in this. However, I have just spotted that apparently Meghan Markle's in this episode. I didn't spot her.
Right at the beginning, there's a girl giving guy head.
Is that her?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Because I saw it and went, is that?
Oh,
Nah.
Well, I mean, I saw that and I didn't go, oh, that's... Okay, fair enough.
But apparently she's in this episode and the second episode that no one can ever see because Amazon won't let you. But, I was fine with that.
Yeah, I thought it was just a point of interest. I've got
Yeah.
nothing more to add then. Oh, I know that person.
Yeah, I mean, I was, I don't know about you, but quite happy when it was finished.
Yeah, very much so.
it's hard not to feel like we're just shitting on it, but
We kind of
I mean,
are, because it kind of deserves it. Like the thing is obviously, you know, had we been closer to the age of the target audience, perhaps we'd have felt slightly differently. But
nah, I don't think so. Because do you know what I've just put in my head? I figured this out all on my own. I think the reason that I don't like these people is because these feel like the people who grow up to be the people in Entourage.
yeah, 100%.
Because I get the feeling that at some point, a lot of these people's problems are just going to be solved by money, and like, that doesn't seem like it's going to be a very interesting plot. Because I'm pretty sure the second episode is someone getting flown somewhere on a private jet. So,
Oh well, I mean, yeah, I don't really have much sympathy for anybody like that. I'm just looking at the ratings chart as it went on, and it's pretty much just obviously there's a initial jump up for the first 2 episodes with a new show starting. It then drops and then doesn't really come back up, and it just.
but does it continue to go down?
Yeah,
or is it like
no. There's a couple of bits where it peaks again, and generally that looks to be the start of a new series. But that it's just consistently going down and to the right. So I thought this was a lot bigger. So that's another thing. I thought this was like another. I can't think of another show, but like another show where it's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of episodes, but it only had 114.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I think this is also not the first 90210. There was a show, I think, before this in the 90s called Beverly Hills 90210. Which, from what I understand, have a similar premise. Internet's not loading it, though. But I probably should have made... I think I might have let you know that it's not the same show. Yeah, so there's one from 1990 which has, like... There's a small crossover in, like, the characters. I think one of them turns up as, like, a... Oh, wow. If you know, you know. But I didn't. Which had, Jesus Christ, 10 seasons.
Bloody hell.
Of like, averaging like probably 30 episode seasons. So like, 293 episodes. That's. But it's a fairly straightforward story. They move from Minnesota to California. And then they attend that same high school, and there are self-centered people.
So
for nearly 300 episodes.
It's like Entourage. You know, I was telling you about the graph, and it just shows a steady decline of episodes for 90210.
Yep.
Yeah, I was looking at One Tree Hill. I cannot separate these two shows because they're so similar, and I feel pretty much the same towards both of them.
Well, I guess we can
better,
just cover off One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
I actually think One Tree Hill was better.
Yeah, like of the two of them, if I had to carry on watching one of them, it would be One Tree Hill.
Because I think it's at least more focused.
Yeah, it takes itself far too seriously, and like the two they are brothers, aren't they? But they're like
half brothers, I would guess.
But their dad pretends one of them doesn't exist or something. Like the basketball thing at the end with them was very, very earnest and just a bit like, oh fucking grow up, have a laugh, you know. It's just again taking themselves far too seriously for like it's fucking basketball, lads. Like, chill the fuck out. They're like nearly killing each other over it.
Yeah, that and that it's. I think what I didn't really get is that one of the kids at the beginning steals a fucking school bus and the police just let him go.
I'd forgotten about that.
Which, from my understanding of the American police, no, you do not go away from that. So I just... Yeah, I don't really get it.
No, I think you saying it's focused is a huge advantage to it. It's not starting a major storyline with every character. You know, you've got the main drive of what's it? I can't even remember the fucking guy's name. Matey, who's not Logan. What's his name?
Not Logan, Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan. He
I mean, it's not his name in this. But
no,
it's his forever name.
Getting confused even more again.
I think it's Lucas in this.
It's just.
I think it's. I guess they're sort of maybe trying to do the sort of Prince and the Pauper thing. They're like, here's a poor kid and here's privilege. The thing, I almost guarantee they're going to end up being friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I think I sort of feel like One Tree Hill has a bit more potential.
Yeah, like it's got like I would be more interested to see where that, because that is quite an interesting dynamic for a relationship of, you know, two boys who share a father who prefers one to the other,
and they're interested in the same sport.
Yeah.
At a competitive level, and both seem quite competitive. They don't really know how to rank basketball players. Neither of them seem tall enough, but that's all I know about basketball. Tall people are good at it, so I didn't even try.
My reference points for basketball is now you're either
Space Jam.
These guys or you're Michael Jordan. Yeah, I mean, I've completely forgotten what I was going to say on that.
Yeah. I think also it is weird. I think there's just a lot of, in both shows, there's just a lot of weird interactions that are just about the children. Like, it's adults talking about the kids, which, I mean, grown-ups talk about kids all the time, but they're like, I think Tristan from Gilmore Girls, his uncle in this, goes to the coach and goes, oh, you should really try and like convince this Tristan, who dropped out of Gilmore Girls, to do this shit to come and be on your basketball team. And it's just like, but does he want to be? Because surely he's good enough that he could just like, if he wanted to, get on the team.
Yeah, but then to say like, oh, you know, tell him he has to stay on the team because it's the last thing that his brother wants. That was a weird thing. I guess like what he doesn't want to stay on the team with Lucas on it, I suppose.
Yeah, but then fuck it, leave the team then.
Yeah, he really can't do it that much. But
it's that sort of, I guess, the dynamic's meant to be like, oh, if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And he does. So, case closed, he's the best.
Yeah.
Roll credits. Yeah. I think it's got more potential. It felt a bit like dry.
Oh man, it goes to some wild places. After, like, considering this first thing's about, you know, basketball rivalry, I've just seen after someone is shot by one of the kidnappers during the rescue attempt. I was like, fucking hell.
That's the thing. I mean, I'm guessing I don't actually know how many seasons there are. Oh, so there's, I think, 9 seasons. So they're not going to be at school forever. So I guess maybe that's the interesting thing about it, is that they might actually turn out to be interesting adults. Where I feel like the people in 90210 just sort of wouldn't. Or they'd end up being in a show that we'd probably not like. Much like the one they're already in.
This has led me to find quite an interesting Wikipedia page just from flicking across what's on, One Tree Hill's one. I found a list of fictional super couples, which is a bit odd, but listed on this, right? I found it listed by show. So, fictional super couples for the category of Gilmore Girls. There are 2 entries. One is Lorelai Gilmore and Luke Danes. No argument for me at all.
Easy peasy.
Then it says Rory Gilmore. Whose name do you think comes after Rory's on this fictional super couples?
If it says fucking Dean, I'm going to be sad. Actually, if it says anyone but Jess.
Well, this is the thing. We are 100% vindicated. It says Rory Gilmore and Jess Mariano. So, we are objectively correct. And everyone else can suck it.
Yep. No, I agree. Yeah, everyone else is wrong. You should take a screenshot of that, and then anytime anyone... I mean, I don't know how often you have the argument with people.
Very, very often, actually. Particularly with...
I suppose
Liz.
you're married
Lisa's,
to...
Yeah, Lisa's very much...
You're married to someone who's wrong.
Rory and... Yeah, very much Rory and... What's the cunt's name? Dean. Just going to screenshot this for future arguments. Not even necessarily ones that are about this very subject. Just on anything. Like, whose turn is it to take the bins out? Well, you thought that Rory should end up with Dean, so your turn to take the bin out.
Well, that's the thing. You can just use it as a question to ask to get you out of doing stuff. Just, who would you say on this thing I'm looking at is Rory's perfect match? Oh, that's a shame. Now you're doing it.
There's only a handful for films. Like it's mixed in like soaps, primetime TV, films, and comics and stuff. But films, there's only a handful of entries. One of them is The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I mean,
weird.
One of them's powerful, and the other one
I've just found
has no spine.
I just found a really nice one. There's one entry under the heading of toys, and it just says Ken and Barbie.
Oh,
that's nice. I like it. Superman, Lois Lane, Peter Parker, Mary Jane Watson, Reed Richards, Susan Storm, Scott Summers, Jean Grey, Richter and Shatterstar. I don't know who they are, but any ideas? First appeared in The New Mutants.
I haven't seen it.
No, it's a comic. I don't know. Anyway, little diversion from One Tree Hill and 90210.
Yeah, I suppose the real question is, you're going to watch either of them?
Am I fuck? No, I've got other shows to ignore that I like before this.
Yeah, I think it's just important that we ask the question, even when we all know the answer.
Yeah.
But speaking of things you were continuing, how's House of the Dragon going? Because you started watching that and then you enjoyed it.
Do you want a little update? Should we have I could do a jingle just to signify that we're going to a new segment of the podcast.
I mean, you could. I think I also just said it.
Oh, okay. I won't do the jingle then. Fuck you. Yeah, I've got 3 episodes to go.
Oh, it's getting good, I imagine.
Hang on a minute.
You've gone past the big time jump.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm like a couple of episodes into that.
So,
I might
do you
even
think
have
they
2
nailed
left.
the adult young character, like...
the big old switch up?
Yeah. Into, like, characters that you go, yeah, that makes sense. Or into actors that make sense, I guess.
Yes. Although, I will say this. Paddy Considine, because obviously he's not recast, is still fucking exceptional. If you like, he pitches it absolutely perfect. Like at the start, he's got one little patch of, I don't know what it is. I guess it's like grayscale. Is that what it's called? The stuff that's killing. It's something else. Is it?
I think it's basically leprosy.
Okay, well he's got a little patch of it. He's all quite healthy and blah blah blah. If you go back and watch, like, it's pretty much like and I'm sure this is how they did it. In each episode, he just added a little something and a little something and a little something, just to, like, maybe he starts to arch his back slightly, he stiffens up, and now the episode that I'm on, he's pretty much bedbound, but he's incredible in this show. I fucking love House of the Dragon. It's so good. And I didn't... when it first came out, I had zero interest in it. Like, I could not give less of a shit.
Because you had to put up with me in our preamble talking about how much I was enjoying it. And he was like, I just don't care. And then, sneakily, somehow it made its way onto the list of shows to watch this year. Don't know how or why that happened. And then you watched it and you enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, it's really, really good. I've just figured out exactly where I am. I'm halfway through episode 8. So I still have like 1.5 to finish off. But yeah, really, really enjoying House of the Dragon. It's really good. I'm trying to get to the point where I have, at the same time, a book, a TV show, my next film lined up, and a game that I'm playing. Did I already say that? I can't remember.
You hadn't said game yet.
Okay, so yeah, that's basically. I feel like if I, because that's my problem, is if I don't have one of those running, then I just don't engage in that medium. So like, I hadn't watched TV for ages. Now I've got House of the Dragon on the go. It's brilliant. I'm just going to be lining up what my next show is after that. And just try and get more stuff watched and read and listened to and played.
Good. I like it. I was just reading about episode 8. Oh, good.
What are you doing next?
On this, we are doing the Young Royals and Heartstopper.
Yeah.
Neither of which I know anything about.
I think Heartstopper's based on a comic. I think.
Oh.
But
So superheroes?
no.
Oh.
Well, in a way, gays. So
okay.
if I've got the right show, then I think it's like a British school. Yeah, British coming-of-age romantic comedy drama television series on Netflix. Probably, I imagine, adapted from the webcomic and graphic novel of the same name.
Oh, that's weird, because a second ago you didn't sound quite sure, but now you sound very sure.
I remember seeing clips. Yeah, well, it's just come back to me. I remember seeing clips of it on Gogglebox, and it's about two lads who, I think, get together at school, which is quite... It looked very, very sweet, so I am quite looking forward to watching this.
Nice. And Young Royals is probably
Similar,
a coming-of-age story about young members of a royal family.
Oh, God, get Andrew away from them.
No, he imports.